Harbor Freight primarily buys products from overseas, often from China. With the economic swings we are seeing in the world economy, should Harbor Freight have a plan B? Let's do a talk about and see why this should happen. Hello anyone, I'm Scott Bain. They call me the Old Farmer. The war in Ukraine has caused action and reaction to the events unfolding. With Russia holding the oil spigot over Europe, the economies in this region are on the verge of collapse. Russia is happy to sell China all the oil it wants, but it's not easy getting the oil to China. There are no pipelines for the oil that is significant enough to carry the demand that China wants and Russia is willing to sell. Also, it's not being mentioned, the oil is being sold at a huge discount. It means that the oil China does get is coming in ships, and if they're finding it difficult getting insurance, shipping companies will not sail without insurance. The loss of a ship would hold these companies liable for the ship plus the cargo, which could be billions of dollars. And of course, the policemen of the seas, the United States, will not protect such shipments. China only has a handful of blue water ships that could protect the shipments at the cost of depleting the engine of their defense. This is also another issue that affects the amount of oil going to China. There are three main issues that China is currently facing. The first one, most folks will know about. China's population does not have a herd immunity to all the flavors of COVID. The country is again in a lockdown mode, and this time it could be for several years. China has stopped exporting rice and other commodities that are food-related. With no production or very little occurring agriculturally, real famine is a strong possibility for the Chinese people that has not been seen in China since the 1950s. The Chinese economy is on the verge of total collapse, maybe worse than that threatening Europe. General Secretary of the Communist Party, Chairman Xi Jinping, has eliminated any and all advisors that could help guide the Chinese government through these rough times. When he met with President Biden, he asked him what is going on. The chairman of the Chinese government does not even have a clue what is happening to his country, or for that matter, the world. For now, Taiwan is safe. Why? Because Taiwan has been preparing for invasion for over 70 years. And to get to Taiwan, China would have to do a D-Day attack in small dinghy-style boats that would not hold up to a defense offered by Taiwan. Within hours, many countries would come to the aid of Taiwan, such as the United States. Plus, if Russia thinks it has sanctions, just think what would be enacted against China. Yes, China could do an air attack, but remember, China wants the computer chip factories. It is thought that if an attack did occur and Taiwan was losing, they would blow the factories, making the capture of Taiwan meaningless. Plus, the architecture for the chips are coming from the United States, not Taiwan. Granted, China has the ability to make low-level chips needed for appliances, but not high-end computer chips. The United States is in the process of bringing this manufacturing back to the States, but cannot at this time meet demand.
Gentlemen, we can rebuild him. We have the technology. We have the capability to make the world's first bionic man. Steve Austin will be that man. Better than he was before. Better, stronger, faster.
Businesses worldwide, especially U.S.-based companies, are moving as fast as possible to build North American factories in order to bring manufacturing back home. Not as it was, but totally automated, where only hundreds instead of thousands would be employed in a large factory. Some companies, such as Apple, is still betting on China, which means this is probably the last iPhone you will be able to buy. If you want another one, it may be wise to buy it now. This is a brief overview of what's happening worldwide. If NATO actually commits to war with Russia, all estimations are off the table. So what does this mean for Harbor Freight if its number one supplier literally goes offline? Forget about shipping issues. If nothing is being made, Harbor Freight has nothing to sell. It would be wise for Harbor Freight to make a statement about the direction it will take if they lose the China connection or if the American people stop buying Chinese-made products. The attitude towards China is not towards the people, it's towards the government. And it's increasingly growing more hostile. It may be wise for Harbor Freight to think about going into the manufacturing business with such partners as Tecton to make hand tools, and to partner with other companies for making power tools. It could be that Europe may be literally back to the Dark Ages if things do not improve. If they wish to commit to nuclear power for their energy needs, it will take new designs that are safer, such as thorium reactors, which are cleaner and safer and will take about 10 years to bring the reactors online. Anyone following world events can understand that Harbor Freight's inventory is being depleted, which may not be a bad idea for Harbor Freight. The new products being offered have been sitting in the warehouse for some time, yet other products promised by Harbor Freight have not been brought out, such as the 8 mAh Bauer battery. If Harbor Freight thinks of looking to South Korea, that's not a good place to look for switching to as a supplier country. That's not to say a few token commodities could not come out of Korea, but if China goes berserk, then this whole region may flare up, including Vietnam. And of course, we don't know what Kim Jong-un will do. He may think this is the right time to try for South Korea. This is why many companies are returning to North America for manufacturing. With proper modernization, it could actually be cheaper to produce products in North America. In fact, Mexico is becoming a strong manufacturing country for businesses around the world. There is no doubt that the future for Harbor Freight could be very rocky, and without his good buddy Bullwinkle, for at least the next 10, possibly 20 years, will be very unstable as things shift with this fluid paradigm. So again, let me say, it would be very prudent for Harbor Freight to make a statement on how they will protect inventory lines. Because if they cannot get the needed tools for its customers, the question becomes, why invest in battery packs for Harbor Freight's power tools? Before we go, it's important to quickly mention for all who are visiting to subscribe, ring the bell, leave a comment, and share with friends and family. Now for the most important part. Thank you to those who have subscribed. Thank you. And yes, thank you to those who are visiting. We value you too. We're trying to reach 1,000 subscribers so that we may receive a pittance from YouTube to cover expenses. We replaced one camera, tripod, and bought a water-cooled editor for video production, plus all the tools we review. So if you could help us reach that 1,000 subscription point, thank you. Well, this is the old farmer Scott Bain. Be well, be safe, and be kind to someone.
Don't forget to click like and click subscribe on the Old Farmer YouTube channel. And thanks again for watching. Bye.
The VFW National Home for Children, providing families of veterans and active duty military opportunities for growth and development in a nurturing community. Please consider a donation to help their children and families. I.C. Rhodes speaking.